Welcome back to the podcast. It is Thursday, and dude, the AI news cycle is just absolutely on fire this week. I am Taylor.
And I am Morgan. On fire might be an understatement, Taylor. We have got billion-dollar valuations, massive supercomputers, and some really wild robotics updates.
So cool, right? Like, I can barely keep track of it all. It feels like every single day someone is dropping a massive breakthrough.
It is a lot to process, but that is why we are here. We picked the 4 most important stories to break down for you.
Exactly. We are going to cut through the noise. So are you ready to jump into the first one, Morgan?
I am ready. Let us try to separate the actual signal from all this hype. What is our first story today?
Okay, so I saw this on TechCrunch. DeepSeek is reportedly hitting a $45 billion valuation in their first investment round.
Wait, 45 billion? For their first round? That is a staggering number, even for the AI sector right now. Are you sure about that?
Right? It sounds crazy, but dude, remember early 2025? They launched that language model that basically matched top US models for a fraction of the cost.
I remember. They used significantly less compute power than OpenAI or Anthropic. It was a huge efficiency breakthrough for the entire industry.
Exactly. And now this Chinese AI lab is just raking in the cash. Like, 45 billion is almost unthinkable for a first round of funding.
Well, when you prove you can train frontier models cheaply, investors will naturally flock to you. But maintaining that edge is the real challenge here.
Totally. It is like everyone is scrambling to figure out their secret sauce. But hey, good for them for shaking up the market so much.
It definitely puts pressure on the big US players to lower their training costs. Competition like this is exactly what the global AI industry needs.
Oh, 100%. It is going to be wild to see what they build with all that new funding. Probably something absolutely insane.
I just want to see if their next generation model scales as efficiently. That will be the true test to justify this massive valuation.
Yeah, we will definitely be watching them closely. It feels like the global AI race is just getting faster every single day, you know?
It really is. And speaking of the big US players trying to scale up and stay competitive, what is this news about OpenAI's infrastructure?
Oh man, this is huge. According to the Decoder, OpenAI just built a new networking protocol with literally everyone. AMD, Broadcom, Intel, Microsoft, and NVIDIA.
Wait, really? Getting all those hardware giants to collaborate on a single protocol is incredibly rare. What exactly did they build together?
It is called MRC. Basically, it is an open-source network protocol that sends data across hundreds of paths between GPUs all at once.
Ah, I see. So they are trying to fix the supercomputer bottleneck. Moving data between thousands of GPUs is incredibly inefficient right now.
Exactly. Instead of needing 3 or 4 switch layers, MRC only needs 2, and it can connect over 100,000 GPUs seamlessly.
That is massive. Cutting down switch layers means a significant reduction in both power consumption and infrastructure costs. Where is this currently running?
It is already running on OpenAI's Stargate supercomputer. Like, they are already putting it into practice to train their next massive frontier models.
That makes sense. If you are building a 100,000 GPU cluster, standard networking protocols would just melt. This MRC protocol is absolutely essential.
Dude, it is so cool how they just got all the fierce competitors like AMD and NVIDIA to play nice for this one project.
Well, they all benefit from standardizing the networking layer. It allows them to sell more chips without the networking being the primary bottleneck.
Right. Rising tide lifts all boats, I guess. It is just crazy to think about the sheer physical scale of Stargate right now.
Indeed, the physical infrastructure required for these AI models is becoming just as complex as the software itself. It is a massive engineering feat.
Totally. It makes you wonder how much power these data centers are actually pulling. But hey, let us pivot to something a bit more tangible.
I agree. Let us move on. What is the next story that we are covering on our list today?
Okay, moving from supercomputers to the physical world. Genesis AI just unveiled their first model, Gene 26.5, and a wild new demo.
Genesis AI, right. That is the robotics startup backed by Khosla Ventures. They raised a $105 million seed round recently, did they not?
Yes! And dude, the demo on TechCrunch showed these robotic hands performing super complex tasks. They are going completely full stack with it.
Full stack is highly ambitious. Building foundational AI for robotics means they are tackling both the software reasoning and the physical hardware control simultaneously.
Exactly. It is not just a brain in a server jar anymore. They are literally building the brain and the hands to do actual physical work.
I am always a bit skeptical of highly curated robotics demos. Video edits and controlled environments can hide a lot of latency and failure rates.
Oh, for sure. You gotta take it with a grain of salt, but Kozla backing them with 105 million means they must see something real.
True, Khosla has a strong track record. If Gene 26.5 can actually generalize tasks across different robotic hardware, that would be a massive breakthrough.
Right? Imagine just downloading a new skill to your household robot, like teaching it to fold laundry. We are getting so close to that sci-fi reality.
We are getting closer, yes, but moving from a controlled lab demo to a reliable product in unstructured human environments is a monumental leap.
Yeah, my room is definitely an unstructured environment, so a robot would probably just give up immediately. But still, the progress is so cool.
It is definitely a space to watch closely. Physical AI is widely considered the next major frontier after we conquer large language models.
For sure. I just hope they make them look friendly at least. Anyway, let us talk about something that lives on our screens.
That sounds like a good plan. What is the final piece of news that we are covering for today's episode?
Okay, last story for today, and this one affects pretty much everyone. ChatGPT is officially opening up to small business ads.
Wait, really? I thought they only had that massive $50,000 minimum budget for enterprise advertisers. What exactly changed with their policy?
According to the Decoder, that minimum budget is totally gone. Advertisers in the US can now just book ads on their own self-serve platform.
Oh wow, a full self-serve platform changes everything. That means they are directly going after the Google and Meta small business advertising market.
Exactly. And dude, OpenAI is targeting $2.5 billion in ad revenue just this year alone. That is a massive shift for them.
It really is. It also shows how expensive it is to run these models. Subscription revenue alone clearly is not covering their massive inference costs.
Right, but I am kind of nervous about what this means for us users. Like, am I going to get an ad for shoes while asking for Python code?
That is a delicate balance they have to strike. If the ads degrade the user experience or hallucinate into the answers, people will simply leave.
Yeah, totally. I hope they keep it separated, like maybe just sponsored links at the bottom or something. Please do not inject it into the chat.
I suspect it will look similar to traditional search ads, but turning ChatGPT into a massive billboard fundamentally changes the nature of the product.
It really does. It is like the end of the ad-free AI era. But hey, if it keeps the free tier running for everyone, I guess it is fine.
That is the inevitable trade-off. Democratized access to AI requires a sustainable business model, and advertising has always been the internet's default solution.
Yeah, you just cannot escape the ads, no matter how smart the AI gets. We will see how annoying it actually ends up being.
Indeed, it'll be a fascinating case study in user behavior and monetization strategy for the rest of the industry to watch.
Yeah, you are probably right. Well, that wraps up all the big stories for this Thursday. It has been a crazy week in the AI world.
It certainly has. From $45 billion valuations to new AI ad platforms, the landscape is shifting rapidly. Thanks for listening and analyzing with us, everyone.
That is it for today. We will be back tomorrow with more AI news.